Okay, guys, I'm back with my first Raw review, and I think close to a year. I don't think I ever reviewed a Raw since like November of last year or something. But this is a review for Monday Night Raw, or Raw, however you want to look at it, for October the 6th, 2014. Show starts off with Dean Ambrose and John Cena. Specifically, Dean Ambrose, the show starts off with Seth Rollins. He gets jumped by both Cena and Ambrose, because they both want Ambrose, because they both want Seth Rollins, and they get into this fight, and all of this, and essentially, Triple H and Steph the Authority make Cena and Ambrose versus Rollins, Kane, and Orton for the main event tonight. Interesting segment, but it was what it was. So, our first match is really getting old, as all they really did was change one person over the past 3 weeks. And it's Dolph Ziggler and the Usos versus Cesaro, Gold, and Stardust. Okay, the past 2 weeks we've had Sheamus and the Usos versus the Cesaro and the Dust Devils. And now we basically have the same match, minus Sheamus, with Dolph Ziggler. WWE, can you find something creative to do here? Something new, something fresh? Do something different? Was the match good? Yes. But ultimately, it wasn't anything we've seen before, other than the finish came off a very nice triple super kick, and then one of the Usos splashed Stardust to get the win. So, it wasn't really much of anything. Speaking of nothing and a waste of time, we then cut to Kathy Lee and Hoda from the Today Show. Okay, and they show up with Adam Rose and the Exotic Express. So this is what you're doing with Adam Rose now. Despite the fact that he's being overshadowed by a bunny. Okay, despite the fact he's being overshadowed by a daggone dumb bunny, now he's leading out Hoda and Kathy Lee, who do some crazy dancing that really isn't dancing. And they get taken back in a mosh pit with the Exotic Express. This segment was a waste of time. There was a match in which Brie Bella took on Summer Rae with one arm tied behind her back. This was because the Authority did this and Nikki announced it. Brie Bella won. I get what they're doing here. Brie's doing the stuff that Nikki couldn't do, but ultimately they've carried this feud out too long. Because, do you really want the Bellas carrying a feud? Bellas can't act. And I don't care about the Bella feud now. I really never did. But this, you know, I guess because she's married to Daniel Bryan, Brie is, and Bryan's gone, I guess they're going to push his wife, which sounds good in theory. But there come certain times when it's believable to have her lose. With one arm tied behind your back, it's believable to lose. So then we also had a segment tonight where Dean Ambrose came out and he called out John Cena because Cena had abandoned him on SmackDown all too briefly after Rollins. I don't get that. I mean, they both want Seth Rollins, and Ambrose said he'd do the same thing and all this. It was a nice little thing, and Ambrose basically said, you know, he was hungry, he was going to take a subway and go to Coney Island. And basically that left Cena into what was now a 3-on-1 handicap match with Cena versus Ambrose, with Cena versus Rollins, Kane, and Orton. Oh, whoop-dee, another match involving Randy Orton and John Cena. You know, Cena and Orton are these people who I am tired of seeing. And I'm not even a Cena hater, okay? I don't hate John Cena to the point of some people. I hate his booking, and I think his character's stale. But come on. Everything Randy Orton and John Cena do bores me, and I don't want to see them anywhere 50 feet near each other. Okay? Then there was another thing I'll get to when I get to the main event. And then, just when you thought Raw couldn't get any dumber, we have El Torito versus Mini Gator or Hornswoggle. Okay, last week we had a gator, a bunny, and a bull in the ring of two matadors and Heath Slater and Titus O'Neil. Now we have a bull and Hornswoggle in an alligator suit wrestling. Okay, am I watching Raw or am I watching Looney Tunes or Hanna-Barbera? Because this is the same kind of stuff I see from Looney Tunes and Hanna-Barbera, and it's stupid both times. Okay, I understand that comedy has a place in professional wrestling. I do. You know, this is stupid though. It's what purpose does any of this serve? I mean, seriously, what purpose does any of this serve? That bull gets more wrestling time than Los Matadors do. So they're pointless because of, you know, El Torito gets more wrestling time than Los Matadors. He does more of the wrestling. Getting weird. So for the third time in a week, we have Mark Henry and Bo Dallas, and Bo Dallas wins this time by countouts. Ugh. Are Bo Dallas's feuds ever gonna go anywhere than just on Raw? Are they gonna get to like a pay-per-view or something? His feud of R-Truth, if you want to call it that, ended on Raw, ended at a pay-per-view. His feud of Mark Henry, I guess, is going to end on on Raw. So, I don't understand this. I just don't understand what they're doing with Bo Dallas, because A, the WWE roster, the main roster guys, want to cheer this guy, Bo Dallas. They want to cheer Bo Dallas. But yet, they're making him a heel because they like playing against the grain. Speaking of this, what is up with these vignettes? First we get one, I guess, that makes you think that WWE wants to push Luke Harper solely, which they repeated tonight. Then we get one that's the same thing, except for Eric Rowan. So are they breaking up the Wyatts? Are they splitting them away from Bray? And are they repackaging Harper and Rowan, or what are they doing with these? Okay. Here's something interesting. Tyson Kidd was on Raw facing Jack Swagger. And he lost. Why am I not surprised? When your wife's more relevant than you, this is going to happen. So, good for Tyson Kidd that he got on Raw, but bad because he lost to Jack Swagger. Maybe you should do his NXT gimmick on Raw. I don't know. So we also had a tag match. It was Paige and Alicia Fox, the besties, against AJ Lee and Five Finger Emma. Because, of course, Emma was arrested earlier this year for shoplifting an iPhone case holding that retailed for $25 and she stole from a Walmart. And said she forgot to pay it going through self-checkout. Yeah, okay, whatever. Anyway, Emma tags in, she does all the work, AJ leaves, and Emma loses. Okay, that's what should have happened. I don't care whether you're a face or a heel. If you have a partner who doesn't want to tag you, walk out on them because they obviously don't care enough to be anything. Now, granted, AJ's gimmick is she's crazy anyway, so... But still, this just made Emma look like a complete moron. But that's what things do, isn't it? The main event tonight. Cena versus... Okay, there was also this segment with Joan London talking about breast cancer and introducing all the breast cancer awareness of breast cancer survivors. That's nice. I wonder if the WWE sent them here for free or if they had to pay their way. Because as far as I know, the only people who are given free tickets to WWE events are military. So, the main event. Okay, before I get that, there was this thing with Rusev, and he was running down America on Vladimir Putin's birthday, apparently. Not that I care. Not that I care. But he's interrupted not by the Big Show, but by The Rock. Now, this is one of the few times I've ever been surprised watching anything wrestling related. So this was, and Rock was very good on the mic. He got the better of the exchange. Now, I doubt this leads to a Rusev Rock match. I doubt it. I think it's still going to be Big Show Rusev. But this obviously tells you that the WWE might be a tad bit worried about ratings if they're having The Rock essentially show up on a show that doesn't mean anything. It's not an anniversary show or anything like that. We get 2 plugs for Edge and Christian's 15th anniversary SmackDown special that reeks of awesomeness. That is the actual name for it on the WWE Network immediately following Raw. That's a very long name. But Edge and Christian are probably going to be far more entertaining to watch than Michael Cole and Jerry Lawler and JBL are. And then that brings us to main event here, which is John Cena versus The Authority, Rollins, Kane, and Orton. And Seth Rollins had to start the match. Well, he started the match, immediately tagged out. Like I saw coming. So, yeah. The finish is the same thing that happened the past 3 times in the past 3 weeks on Raw. A DQ finish. Can't we get a clean finish in this something? Seriously, what is wrong with the WWE? Can't we just get a clean finish once in a while? DQs don't prove anything. Especially... normally when they do DQ finishes to protect John Cena. I'm guessing this time it was to protect Randy Orton or Seth Rollins. I don't know. It makes no sense. But after getting beat down by Orton and Kane, out comes Dean Ambrose and he's got a hot dog. He's got a hot dog thing that those vendors in New York City and hot dog vendors use. He's got one of those. Puts the umbrella up. Takes a bite of a hot dog. Orton and Kane go outside. And Ambrose, in gun holsters, has a thing of ketchup and mustard, and he squirts them in Kane and Orton's face. And then they both get an AA. Ambrose gets his hands on Rollins. Rollins escapes. And before Raw goes off the air, we find out that at Hell in a Cell, it's going to be Dean Ambrose versus John Cena, and the winner will face Seth Rollins inside Hell in a Cell. Okay, now normally I would say John Cena would probably win this match, but because the match against Rollins takes place inside a Hell in a Cell, if the WWE has any brain in their head, if their writing staff has any brain at all in their heads, they will have Ambrose win, because Ambrose Rollins is the only match you could get right now that deserves to be in Hell in a Cell. Okay, and Cena's in here because, well, they messed up and gave Lesnar the WWE Championship, who's probably going to be not showing up again until 2015. So anyone who wanted him to be champion, do you still want that now? Because no matter whether it's WWE or TNA, this is a dumb idea. It's stupid, and now Cena's getting involved in a feud he doesn't need to be in because of it. Because he has nothing to do until Brock Lesnar shows up. There was also this interview with Roman Reigns where he basically said he'll be back sooner rather than later. So, was Raw any good? I didn't get too bored watching it, but on the other hand, it wasn't like it was some great piece of... It wasn't like any good. So it was an average show. If you like the video, like button down there, subscribe button down there. If you want to comment, comment down there. if I watch the pending SmackDown, that'll be up after I watch it. So, thanks for watching. Bye. The 50th anniversary of SmackDown, anyway.